Well, this is a live broadcast. Of course, we are reporting live from Limpopo province, just observing how people have been, maintaining the social distancing while, as a result, contributing their 67 minutes to Utata Nelson Mandela. You would recall that many people around the globe have been paying their tribute to this global icon. And yesterday, we have seen many people coming in numbers to say their last goodbye to his daughter, Me Zinzi Mandela, who of course died at age 59. Many people came to that funeral, even though they had to adhere to that 50 number of people attendance. Some had to go back to their homes, and it was quite emotional. We continue to give you the news that are making headlines. Of course, we are standing right here next to the Limpopo hospital. Of course, just observing how people are maintaining their social distancing. And of course, I've been walking around, and I was quite impressed by how the facilities is well prepared to ensure that they save many more lives. Earlier on, when I spoke to the Limpopo MSc for Health, Mayor Poppy Ramatuba, she did emphasize that the province might be in need for more ventilators because now the province is still at 1.2% average as compared to the other provinces. Good as for this point in time. However, she did indicate that should the need arise, the province might need more beds and also the ventilators. And of course, while I was walking around, I also managed to speak to the Premier Ntate Tabata, who also indicated that they are doing everything in their power to make sure that they teach the communities, their local communities, and everyone around, just to ensure that they wear their mask properly whenever they are in public spaces, and also just to ensure that everyone is always protected wherever they are. They don't organize the gatherings where it is not necessary. In a nutshell, that's all from myself, Kagiso Akaji, and just a reminder, Mahageshu, Cholampili, Paradi Maski Chalena, Babulecha Hore, Hochola, Hobona, or Hata Mojakwa, Hahuya, Kante, Nitifacha Rua, Parambasqua, Hahu, Oskewar Noa, Wukia Muziva, Hekimuharawaka, Ratlatsa Marcia Paramas, Awa, Bona, as soon as we, Ukipona, or Hata Mojako, we make sure that you put on your mask, and you also keep the social distance. Also the Limpopo Command Council for making time to speak to us, and of course we continue to monitor and also to ensure that everyone Baba updated with regard to the COVID-19. Of course, you would recall the Limpopo province is still at over 3,000 confirmed cases, and also the number of recoveries are also increasing at about 1,500, which is quite impressive. Of course, we will keep you updated with regard to any information relating to the COVID-19. And that's all from myself, Kagiso Executives, live from Limpopo, a provincial Department of Health. And back to you in studio. Good evening, South Africa. I'm Kagiso KG, and of course, you are watching the AM News Live Report, and we are coming to you live from our Limpopo studio. And of course, I'm not alone. I'm with my colleague Maxwell Basoko. This is a live broadcast. Let us now look at the news that are making headlines today. Of course, we continue to look at the Mandela Day as today the world celebrate the Mandela Day. President Cyril Ramaphosa has joined the world in paying tribute to the former president Nelson Mandela. Ramaphosa says that this day is celebrated across the globe as we remember the father of our nation, a global icon or a great leader who continued to fight for freedom in this country. On the other news, the Basic Education Minister Angie Motshekga is also expected to make a decision with regard to the closure or the reopening of schools. And of course, that address is expected to be made during the weekend. It could be today or tomorrow. And of course, we will keep you updated with regard to that report. And of course, we have seen, political parties, the Human Rights Commission also supporting the decision for the reopening of schools, while other organizations are also calling for the closure of schools. So that decision still lies with the cabinet on whether the schools should continue to reopen or should be closed. So yeah, we will keep you updated with regard to that report as it unfolds. And on the other news, the health minister Dr. Sulim Kise says the isolation period for COVID-19 patients is now reduced from 14 days to 10 days on a condition that the patient does not have any fever or symptoms that are improved. And the minister was briefing the media last night on the revised guidelines and the track and also the tracing systems. He says that this also applies to the healthcare workers. And still on the health issue, South Africa recorded at least 13,373 confirmed cases last night. And of course, the total number of tests which have been conducted up to date, we are now sitting at 2,373,053. And of course, the fatality now standing at about 4,804. And of course, the number of people who have recovered from these novel coronavirus is now sitting at about 178,183 number of people who have recovered, and we are approaching the 200,000 mark with the number of people who continue to recover from this virus, which means we can as a country. Yeah. And of course, the active cases now sitting at about 154,607. And yeah, those people are still, some of them are still in the hospitals, while others are in self-isolation. And still on the health issue, we're now tracking other news from abroad or the world. The 22 new cases of coronavirus, COVID-19 cases have been recorded in China in the last 24 hours. Remember, many countries are still on the trial for developing a vaccine for this novel coronavirus. So, of course, earlier on, when I spoke to one of my reporter from Russia, he did indicate that the Russian government are now still in process for the trial for this vaccine, which is set to start as early as next week, Monday, the 20th of July. And of course, we really looking forward to that matter, and we will keep you updated with regard to that. And they did mention that the vaccine might be made available as early as August And of course, we will keep you updated with regard to that issue. So yeah, I think South Africa, we have come to to the end of our news bulletins, but we are not done. Yeah, I want us now to cross over to one of our colleagues, Maxwell Masuku, who is also standing by to give us the latest. Maxwell Masuku, I think you can hear me, man. Give us the latest.
Oh, thank you, Kagiso, and the viewers at home. You're watching AM News, and this is Max Masu. On our top stories this hour, the world is celebrating the life of the former statesman Nelson Mandela, and the United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres has paid tribute to Nelson Mandela in a virtual annual lecture this Saturday. The Mandela Day lecture takes place as part of the commemoration of the birthday of the former president, who would have turned 102 years this year. The address, organized by the Nelson Mandela Foundation, comes at a time when the world is grappling with the coronavirus, which has left millions in need of support. Guterres says the annual lecture will tackle the pandemic of inequality. Meanwhile, President Cyril Ramaphosa will spend his Mandela Day reading for children at a Garing orphanage, Orlando West in Soweto. Cyril Ramaphosa will be joined virtually by the Nelson Mandela Foundation Chief Executive Officer Sello Hatang, Springbok Captain Siya Kolisi, and his wife Rachel in sharing the world of hope. It seems like we have the new kid on the block. South Africa could introduce these new drinking laws to combat alcohol abuse. Parliament's Portfolio Committee on Health has agreed to formulate the action plan around the issue of alcohol abuse in South Africa. The following briefing from the South African Medical Research Council, the SAMRC, which found that the reintroduction of the sales of alcohol has led to significant increases in trauma cases in South African hospitals. Committee Chairperson Dr. Sibongiseni Dlomo said that while relatively few South Africans consume alcohol, many of those who do consume alcohol excessively. He said that the committee is of the view that South Africa cannot debate the gross domestic product, the GDP, benefits of alcohol sales, and not talk about the cost of cleaning up after the alcohol has been abused. Hospital admissions, intensive care usage, gender-based violence, and death all escalate as the result of excessive alcohol consumption. The committee has agreed to meet again next week to formulate the action plan on the basis of the report. This is in line with the letter sent to the National Assembly, to the Speaker of the National Assembly by the group of the researchers, the academics and policy specialists offering advice on steps to curb the abuse of alcohol in South Africa. The letter has since been referred to the committee for considerations. Policy changes. While the SAMRC presentation primarily focuses on the impact of the coronavirus, an accompanying question paper developed by the Parliament's Internal Research Unit outlines some of the draft regulations which lawmakers should consider. The draft Liquor Amendment Bill proposes much more wide-reaching changes, includes increasing the drinking age to 21 years. Yes, you heard me well, 21 years. The introduction of the 100-meter radius limitation of trade around educational and religious institutions. The banning of the alcohol sales and advertising on social media and small media. The introduction of new liability clause for Alcohol sellers. Drunk driving. The Traffic Amendment Bill has already been approved by President Cyril Ramaphosa is said to be introduced before the end of the 2020. Alongside a number of other traffic-related offenses, it will create a zero-tolerance approach to drunk driving. It introduces a total prohibition for the use and consumption of alcohol by all motor vehicle operators on South Africa's public roads. The National Road Traffic Act currently enables those who have consumed alcohol to get behind the wheel provided they are under the blood alcohol limit. These laws differentiate between normal drivers and the professional drivers. For normal drivers, the concentration of alcohol in the blood specimen must be less than 0.05 gram per 100 milliliters, and in the case of the professional driver, less than 0.02 per 0.02 per gram per 100 milliliters. Thank you very much from myself, Max Masu, and the rest of the team. Thank you very much.
Masuku, thank you so much, my man, for that report. And of course, we are still in the national lockdown. You're also reminded to keep wearing your mask whenever you are in public spaces. And of course, you're making checkability on Twitter, on some of the young people, by the way Bapara mask, some they put it like this. And you see, you put your life at risk of contracting this virus. You should wear your mask properly. Make sure that you cover both your mouth and the nose. You must keep it like this so that when you are in public, you're not being exposed to that virus. Of course, that is a concern. You look like you highlighting a while. I was on Twitter looking at how people, are walking around on the street. Some are holding their masks on their hands. They're putting them inside their pockets. Others are putting it like this. I don't know whether it's a fashion or what, but South African, please let us make sure that we wear our masks properly and we keep our social distance. Those people on Twitter, and they were in a gathering. And as I'm saying, South Africa, keep your social distance. Make sure that you wash your hands regularly and you maintain that social distance whenever is possible. I think South Africa, we have come to the end of our show today. And thank you so much for your support, South Africa. We really appreciate. Let us meet again next time, same place, same time. From me, Kagiso, and Maxwell Masuku. Let's meet again next time, South Africa. Bye bye. Good night.